Hi guys, today we are making classic pot roast. I've come to discover that I never make pot roast the same way twice, so I want to bring you guys along every time I make it. I've made it a bunch of different ways. I've done the slow cooker, crock pot roast. I've made it in the oven, on the stove top. It gets better and better every time. Come with me.
So I probably said it in the intro to this video, but I never make pot roast the same way twice, and today is no exception. If you saw my last pot roast video, I really liked how that turned out, so I'm going to follow that pot roast recipe that I did, but just with a couple of tweaks that I'm making. And in that last video, I talked about creating a playlist for all my pot roasts, and I am going to do that this time. So you will be able to, down below in the description box, I will put a link to my pot roast playlist, and that way you can check out and look at all the different ways that I made pot roast. Maybe I'll even put my stew recipes in there too, because I take the same chuck roast, chop it up, and effectively do the same thing. I don't know. But there will be a playlist down below, and then you can pick what works out best for you. I'm sure I have some that I've done in the oven, stovetop, as well as crock pot, which is turning out to be my favorite way to make pot roast. So I'm sticking with the crock pot again today. Oddly enough, I had this delivered this morning, and if you saw my last video, my chuck roast was 3.65 pounds, I believe, and this is the exact same weight, which is just kind of crazy to me. Anyway, let's go. This onion needs to be used up, and I want to add an onion anyways. As we go along, I'll note what's different about this recipe from the last one that I liked so much. I'm just putting my onions in the bottom here, and then I'll set the roast on top. It doesn't really matter. And we like a lot of carrots in our pot roast, so I'm going to cut up a lot of carrots. I like to have a lot of carrots because I'll have leftovers of the roast, and that way there'll be leftover carrots to go along with it. I'm just going to get these peeled up. I'm going to leave these on the larger side. I did that last time and it worked out really well. That way I could put everything into the crock pot at once. I did potatoes last time. I don't think I peeled them. I do want to peel these. I'm just going to cut these in half. I have some mushrooms that need to be used up. I don't know how this is going to work out because after 6 hours, I have a feeling these mushrooms are going to maybe just disappear. I don't know. But I did use these in my last stew recipe, and I really liked the flavor and the mushrooms in the stew, so I just thought, why not? I'm going to throw them in. It won't hurt anything anyway. The other thing I'm going to add in this recipe that I didn't do last time is some garlic. And I think I just kind of forgot about it, or I don't know why I didn't do it, but I'm going to add a couple cloves, and this is my homegrown garlic from this past summer. Look at how nice size these cloves are. And people say that hard-neck garlic has a short shelf life. I don't know, mine's still looking great, and it's mid-January, so I grow hard-neck garlic here in Michigan because that's what does best here. I have videos on my garlic plantings and harvesting and all that kind of stuff. If you're interested, it is my favorite thing to grow out in the garden, along with onions, which I will be seed starting for the first time this year, and that is going to be happening soon. By the end of January, I need to get my onion seeds started, and I will make a video on that. I'm not really worried about getting this chopped up fine either because, again, it's going to be in the crock pot all day, so it'll just disappear. We are going to head over to the stove and get this going. Okay, same as last time, I'm just going to season the pot roast with salt, pepper, and garlic powder and brown it for a few minutes on each side. I'm going to use some avocado oil and some grass-fed butter just because. I made sure it was really dry on both sides. Oops. Need to wash my hands. In we go, season side down. Trying to fit it all in here. Need to wash my hands again. The amount of hand washing that goes on that you don't see, but I want you to know it's happening. Because I always edit it out, but you guys are probably like, does she wash her hands? Yes, she does all the time. Okay, now I'm seasoning this side. Get that fat seasoned. This is a beautiful chuck roast. I forgot the garlic powder, and I spilled it. Oh yeah, look at that. Oh, it smells so good too. This is going to be a good one. Into the crock pot we go. Right on top of the onions. I added some water to this pan. Get all these in. The garlic. And what I also love about this recipe is that you can clean up as you go, and then once you get this going, you're done, and your kitchen is clean, and dinner is cooking, and the house just smells fantastic. So a little bit of my favorite kettle and fire chicken, what do I have today? Chicken broth. I don't know if you guys can see it. This is what it looks like. And then I go in with a little bit of this, it's called Better Than Bouillon, roasted beef base. There's a bunch of different ones, but this is the one I buy. Just like about that much. And I just kind of stir it in. Get that garlic stirred around a little bit. Just two more things I'm adding. I did this last time. This is the mushroom seasoning that I like so much. I will link it down below. I use a tablespoon. Okay, now the final ingredient that I'm going to add that I did not add last time is a can of cream of mushroom soup. And this is totally optional, but I just feel like it's going to give it some great flavor, and it will make a really beautiful gravy. And that's it. We've got everything ready to go. Let's pop it in the crock pot. And that is it, friends. I will see you much, much later.
And 6.5 hours later, this is what our pot roast is looking like. It turned out perfectly. I do go in here and add a cornstarch slurry to thicken it up just a little bit more. equal parts cornstarch and water, super simple. You guys, this was fall apart tender, so flavorful, such great comfort food. If you're looking for an easy meal for the winter, cook up a pot roast. The carrots and potatoes were cooked just right. They did not get too mushy, and I'm happy to report that the mushrooms kept their shape as well. And I just want to say thanks so much for taking time out of your day to hang out with me in the kitchen today. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please click that thumbs up button down below and share this video with friends and family who you think might enjoy it. Subscribe to my channel, it's free, and I can't wait to see you next time. Bye, guys.